brought up an interesting point though, Tim. How do we know, how does a betrayed partner know when they're ready? And, when is that?
What a hard thing to determine.
I think the other thing is that I don't know if you all have been experiencing this, but in our current culture, it seems that when people date, they're having sex on the first, second, third date. And so if someone has been entrenched with sex addiction and sex addiction recovery with their addicted person, how's that going to go?
Well, here's my soapbox. I am so against that date sex on the first, second, or third date. What happens neurologically when we have sex with another person is that the neurological chemicals that go along with orgasm and with sexual experiences with another person create this sense of bonding and connection, and we experience it as emotional safety with that other person. So if we jump into being sexual early in the relationship, we rob ourselves of the ability to find out emotionally how safe is this person and who is this person really. And so I am always talking with my clients, whether it's an addict or a partner that is moving back out into dating, hold off on sleeping with them, because if you jump into sleeping with them too soon, you're going to miss out on who they really are. I also think that there's a piece about what question we're asking. Our culture not only encourages us to jump into bed quickly, our culture also creates this idea of, in dating, you're hot and my job is to get you to be interested in me. And if you're still interested in me, then dating is successful. And I really think switching that question from, are you still into me, to, as I get to know you, are you somebody I want to continue to date? I think that is such an important question to be able to ask. And if you can't honestly embrace that question of, as I'm finding out who they are, do I want to continue to date them? If it's continuing to date them as the default and only if something catastrophic happens, I'm out. I think that you're not ready to step into that yet. You need to get that individuation and that solidity so that you can ask yourself, not are they a bad person, not was this awful, but as I'm finding out who they are, is it really a good idea for me to make a committed long-term commitment to this relationship? And if it's not, let me just acknowledge that and honor that.
So
And I think to add,
yeah, I was gonna say, whoa, blah, blah. Dan?
well, I was just gonna say, to add to that, also another litmus test isn't do I want to be with them, is also, can I be my fullest self with that person? Do I like who I am with them? Do I have to feel like I have to stifle parts of myself to be in the relationship with this person? Can I be my fullest self? Now, I know that may take some time, especially post, betrayal healing to determine that. But I think that is one other test I like to see. How do I feel with that person? Do I like who I am with them?
I was going to say the piece about, we're talking betrayed partners. This episode really focused on betrayed partners and the fears that come with restarting, recreating an emotional intimacy and then possibly sexual intimacy. And I think a lot of betrayed partners aren't necessarily ready to have sex on the first date or two or three. I'm going to say it's actually, I would take the leap of saying that's way far for betrayed partners, especially ones who have done a lot of work, because the fear response of, oh wait, if this is a sexual relationship, like I don't want to have that as my primary. I want an emotional relationship that has trust and values and connection. And so I just want to speak to that population of betrayed partners who are like, I don't know if I'm going to be sexual with this person. I don't know if I'm going to be sexual ever again. That felt abused in my previous relationship, perhaps. Or I don't really know what healthy sexuality is. So there's a whole lot of fear about starting a healthy sexual relationship with a whole new person. And I'm going to put money on the piece of, let's build the emotional intimacy. And back to your point, Tim, like, do I feel comfortable with you? That's to Dan's point. And then Tim's is, And as I get to know you, do I still want to spend time with you and get to know you more? I think that's a really important piece because it's the empowerment locus of control back to the betrayed partner.
Mhm.
I choose how close I come to others. I choose what I engage in.